week, Aaron, months after he was arrested and arraigned, accused of killing 2 people in this South Buffalo crash involving a Maserati, the driver, Antonio D. Brown, is now charged with another crime. This one, prosecutors say, was committed while he was out on bail. So why is he still a free man? All new this morning, the I-Team is getting some answers. The 7 Eyewitness News I-Team has discovered Antonio D. Brown, the driver of the Maserati in that deadly South Buffalo crash, is once again in trouble with the law. This time, prosecutors say he violated terms of his bail, picked up for driving without a license on Main Street in Buffalo, but still, he's walking free.
The law is, as it's written, is against pretrial detention. You already pointed out, cash bail was set because there was a death. The new charge, by the way, driving while without a license, cash bail is not permitted under those charges.
Penny Wolfgang is a retired state Supreme Court justice. With these latest charges and the current bail reform laws, she says a judge can only change the stipulation of Brown's $50,000 bail, but cannot revoke that bail and send him back to jail. Is this a slap in the face to the judicial system?
Yes, in many ways I feel it is, and I think many of the other judges agree with me, many of the court agree with me, because we should have the discretion to be able to consider the danger to the community.
Here you have 2 different families grieving the loss of 2 people who were killed in this crash, and the person accused of that crime is still out there now, accused of committing other crimes.
You know, I totally understand that, and basically I totally agree. And I feel that really the discretion should be given back to the courts in a case like this to say this person is a danger to the community and should be off the streets.
Dangerousness is not a factor in setting bail, which Brown posted almost immediately after he was sent to jail back in August. Under a new state law being proposed by State Assemblyman Patrick Burke, a judge would have more power ordering pretrial detention based on the dangerousness of the defendant. So how would this change that situation?
People make terrible mistakes, right? So hypothetically, this guy made a horrible mistake that cost people their lives. It's significant enough that you could consider it being a danger to society, especially when he repeats not a similar act, but something involving a vehicle and violating the law. So this would give the judge discretion to make that decision.
Meantime, the judge in this case making it clear Brown is under tight restrictions while he's out on bail. He cannot leave Western New York without permission from the court, and he cannot drive under any circumstance. Wolfgang says the judge's hands were tied. What would you have done in this case?
Oh, under the way the law is written now, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Burke says it's unlikely his bill will be passed anytime soon because it takes years to get support on something like this. Meantime, I did reach out to the victims' families. They did not want to issue a comment for this story. Brown, meantime, is due back in court to be arraigned on the driving with a suspended license charge. On April 14th, he's due back in court for the South Buffalo crash on April 29th. We've been following this story since the very beginning, and you can find all of our reporting on the crash and the fallout right now on WKBW.com, right under the I-Team section.